Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another video. It's that time. I'm going to do some NFL picks and predictions. We're going to be looking at all of our Week 15 NFL matchups. It's crazy. We are already at Week 15. The only game we have left, the Monday Night Football game, left to wrap up Week 14. But we have some really good matchups coming up this weekend, coming up this coming Monday. It is never too early to start breaking down the next week's games. We're going to pick the winner, loser, final score, and of course, we're going to take a look at those best bets, the money lines, the spreads, the over-unders. Help me out, though. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to win these games? What's your final score predictions on the matchup? Leave it in the comment section. I do respond to every single comment, and if you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment below. We have every single team playing this weekend. No one's on the bye week, so we have 16 games in total. Let's jump right into it. Our very first game starting off the week for us this coming Thursday, December 11th, 8:15 p.m. Our Thursday game, our prime video game. The 4-9 Atlanta Falcons coming off of getting completely mollywopped this past game, giving up, 37-38 points. They got to get this offense back on track. Kirk Cousins definitely did not look good. Usually, as long as the sun is up, he's actually not usually a bad quarterback. When it's a night game, he's a complete letdown. But he was let down this past week. No touchdowns, 2 picks. They got beat pretty badly. They'll be on the road versus the 7-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, coming off a loss themselves, but obviously overall Tampa Bay, a lot of injury issues this season. They've continued to fight their way through them. They dropped that game last week. They'll be out for revenge, looking to get things back on track. The Buccaneers, 6.5% chance to win this game. Atlanta, 39.1. The Bucs, 4.5-point favorites, 44.5 over/under. Looking at the Falcons, obviously they don't have Penix. They'll have Kirk Cousins. Bijan Robinson, so much of the offense goes through Bijan. He's the heart and soul of this team, carrying the ball, catch the ball out the backfield. The Bucs, maybe they're finally starting to get healthy. When healthy, this offensive roster stacked. Mayfield, White, Irving, Egbuka, Evans, Godwin. They got Godwin back. That's massive news, especially coming out of the slot. This offense, if they just had some help from their defense, there's a team that could actually potentially make a little bit of a run. Look at team stats. Falcons, 19.4 points a game, throwing for 206, running for 124, giving up 24.1. The Bucs, 23 points a game, throwing for 200, running for 115, giving up 25 points per game. If there was an Achilles heel for Tampa Bay, it is their defense, especially the secondary, giving up just under 240 pass yards per game. But Kirk Cousins hasn't been very good throwing the ball anyways. Give me the Bucs to rebound here with the win. They win this one 28-20. And our next game, moving on to our Sunday matchups on CBS at 1 p.m. Sunday, December 14th, the 6-7 Baltimore Ravens. When they finally got Lamar Jackson back, the team turned a corner. The offense was a lot more efficient. Defense started to play well. Those things have completely unraveled the last couple weeks. This team's starting to slide back to where they don't want to go. The season is getting away from them really quick. They're already one game under 500. They cannot afford to lose this one. It's not optional. They have to win it, have to claw their way back to 500. They're going up against the 4-9 Cincinnati Bengals, who are in a complete shootout with the Bills. That was anyone's game. That was a final drive, final possession matchup. The Bengals here, number one pass offense last season. Joe Burrow was slinging it up and down the field. He's missed the majority of this season, but since he's come back, he has lit a spark under this offense. Their biggest concern, they might have the worst defense in the NFL. The only way for them to win is via shootout. Cincinnati, 46.3% chance to win. Baltimore, 53.3. The Ravens, 1.5-point favorites, 52.5 over/under. When you look at Baltimore's roster, there's weapons everywhere. Lamar Jackson, Henry, Andrews, Flowers, Likely. They got guys at every single position. They just need consistency, and the defense has to play up to par. Lamar Jackson also has to play better. They're on the road here. This Bengals team, when you have Chase, when you have Higgins, when you have Joe Burrow healthy slinging the ball, they can go blow for blow with anyone. The Ravens, 23.9 points a game, throwing for 182, running for 143. Pretty balanced offense, giving up 24.6 points a game. The Bengals, 24.2 points a game, but now they got Burrow back, throwing for 229, running for 87. Got to get the rush yards up, need a little more balance, giving up 31.8. They get gashed no matter where you want to look. 255 through the air, 156 on the ground. They can't stop anything. But this is a tough game to call because the Ravens, the Bengals, the quarterback, two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. We will revisit this game later, but as of right now, give me the Bengals pulling off the upset 32-27. Then at 1 p.m. on Fox, the 3-10 Cleveland Browns. The Browns there dropping that one in the Titans, giving the Titans their second win of the season. We know on paper, this defensive roster, they got a lot of weapons here. Myles Garrett on pace to set the sack record for a single season. And Shedeur Sanders, he's actually been playing pretty decent football. Give the guy some props. The Browns have no offensive weapons. Shedeur has found a way to do something with this offense. Quinn Junkin starting to run the ball well. They're on the road here versus the 9-4 Chicago Bears. The Bears finally dropped the close one versus the Packers. But this Bears team, compared to last year's Bears team, Johnson has completely changed the projections of this team. Caleb Williams looks like a completely different quarterback this season. Very efficient with the ball, not making too many mistakes. The Bears 74% chance to win. Browns 25.8. Chicago 7-point favorites, 40.5 over-under. For the Browns to have a shot here, the defense is going to have to show up, prepare to perform on the road. You can count on defenses on the road, and Shedeur is going to have to follow up last week's game with another great performance this coming week. Chicago, Caleb Williams, Swift, Odunze obviously banged up, and Moore's been banged up, but overall, this Bears team is a completely different team. They're playing good offense. They give up some points on defense, but the offense can still keep up. Cleveland, 17.2 points a game, throwing for 174, running for 96, giving up 23.2. The Bears, 25.7 points a game, throwing for 217, running for 153. It's their success on the ground. It's strength on strength. The Browns front seven versus this Chicago rushing attack, and the Bears are giving up 25.8. But really, can Cleveland's offense capitalize on the questionable Bears defense? I don't see it, especially in Chicago. The Bears win this one 23-20. Fox at 1 p.m., the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals here, they really have no quarterback. It's definitely not Kyler Murray. They don't want to put that guy back on the field. But Jacoby Brissett's actually been playing pretty decent football. But they're coming off of getting beat down by the LA Rams. But the Rams are one of the best teams in the NFL. Cardinals are going to be on the road here versus the 8-5 Houston Texans. What a win for them. On the road versus the runner-ups of the Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs, they might be done for the season. The season has gotten away from them really quick, but Houston, that defense, it is creating havoc. The number one defense in the NFL, and as I've already said, you can count on defense coming with you on the road. Texans, 62.7% chance to win. Arizona, 37% chance. Texans are 7.5-point favorites, 42.5 over-under. Looking at the Cardinals' overall roster, they've also had a lot of injuries concerns. The main guy they got there that can help Brissett out is going to be McBride. And looking at Houston here, Stroud has to just keep the turnovers down. Don't give the opposing offense the short field. Let your defense dictate the pace of this game. Let them create havoc in the backfield. Give you the short field. You have Marks, Collins, Texans right now, and they are at home. Arizona, 21.7 points a game, throwing for 239, running for 97, giving up 26.8 points a game. Very questionable defense. It's not the case for the Texans. Texans, 21.9 points a game. Like I said, don't make any mistakes. Just let the defense control the game. Let them take care of business. They're throwing for 219, running for 107, only giving up 16.5 points a game. Great secondary, giving up 174 through the air, only giving up 91.7 on the ground. That's what you call a complete defense. I think Houston, they got to win this one. They continue to roll. They win it 24-16. Fox at 1 p.m., the 3-10 Washington Commanders. What the heck was that from Jaden Daniels this past weekend? I said 0 point even playing this guy for the rest of the season. Why take the point of him having a downslide, sliding backwards, hurting something else? Let Marcus Mariota finish the season, veteran backup. He can maybe get you 1 or 2 wins. There's no point to even be competitive in these games. Just play for the draft pick now. Get Jaden Daniels another weapon to make this team even better. They're on the road versus the 2-11 New York Giants. Both these teams, let's call it like it is, both these teams are playing some pretty bad football. New York 50.9% chance to win. Washington, 48.7%. So basically a 50-50 split with the fans. The Giants are 1.5-point favorites. I actually found that pretty surprising here. The over-under is 46.5. When you're looking at the Commanders, they've had a lot of injuries concerns this season at the playmaker positions, but obviously also with Jaden Daniels. Don't even roll them out for the rest of the season. There is no point of taking any chances. The Giants have also had their share of injury concerns. They lost Scadaboo. They lost Neighbors. Robinson's been playing pretty strong football, but a lot of pressure here on Jackson Dart to keep this team competitive. I still have faith in Marcus Mariota. He's not a great quarterback, but he's a good backup quarterback. They had a pathetic showing last week. Commanders are averaging 20.2 points a game, throwing for 191, running for 137, giving up 27.2 points per game. They're giving up about 400 yards of offense per game, really. That defense has to sort some stuff out. The Giants, 21.5 points a game, throwing for 217, running for 124, giving up 28.2. Both defenses have a lot of issues at the defensive side. When I'm looking at this game, it's one of those ones you can go either way. You can make a very strong, valid case for either one of these teams to get the win. But I'm going to go with the more veteran quarterback. Give me the Washington Commanders win this one, 27-24. Fox at 1 p.m., the 2-11 Las Vegas Raiders. Pete Carroll's team here with this new coaching staff. Obviously, Chip Kelly having already been fired. This team's going nowhere really quickly. The quarterback position, they've been shuffling quarterbacks. Pickett, Geno Smith, neither of them playing good football. And Geno Smith is also banged up right now. Ashton Gentry, solid running back. You have Brock Bowers. You need a quarterback who can consistently distribute the football to the playmakers. They're on the road here versus the defending Super Bowl champs, the 8-4 Philadelphia Eagles. As me making this video, like I said earlier, the Monday night game hasn't happened. Philly, 77.3% chance to win. Las Vegas, 22.5. The Eagles, 13.5-point favorites. That is a huge NFL spread. 39.5 over-under. The Raiders, they're going to have to play a really clean game here on the road to have any type of shot. Las Vegas, one of the worst offenses. Bottom 2 offense in the NFL, 15.1 points a game, throwing for 185, only running for 73 yards per game. That's not going to cut it out. A quarterback needs a decent run game, and they're giving a 25.5 points a game. The Eagles, 22.5 points a game, throwing for 196, running for 109, giving a 20.8 points per game. But we know the amount of talent this Eagles team has on their roster. The offense has not been playing up to par, not been playing up to where they were last year. They're running for about 80 yards less per game than they did last season. But still, you can't really complain too much. They have a really good record still. Hurts, Barkley, Smith, Brown, so many weapons on this team. Give me Philly responding with a good win here. They win this one 28-14 and cover the huge spread. In our next game, 1 p.m. on CBS, the 3-10 New York Jets. The Jets just struggling to really do anything this season, have some type of fight here. They've been shuffling quarterbacks. They've had like 3 different quarterbacks start at some point this season. 3 starting quarterbacks, that's not really a recipe for success. They're on the road versus the 9-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me ask you this. Is there any more surprising team in the NFL so far this season than the Jacksonville Jaguars? First place within the division. The offense is playing well. Trevor Lawrence still a lot of turnovers. I don't trust the guy, but he's at least a lot more decisive than he was last season. And how about this defense creating havoc in the backfield? The number 1 rush defense in the NFL, one of the highest turnover defense controls in the NFL. They create havoc back there. Havoc leads to errant throws, leads to turnovers, leads to giving the possessions back to your offense, letting them do what they do. The pickup of Jacoby Myers has been massive. Jacksonville, 71.8% chance to win. New York, 28%. The Jags, 12.5-point favorites, 41.5 over-under. New York, Breece Hall. If Breece Hall can get going, they have a shot here, but you're running right into that Jacksonville rush defense, that front 7, and they are shutting it down. It is strength on strength. The Jags, Trevor Lawrence, just keep the turnovers down. Let the run game, let the defense dictate the pace of this game. Looking at team stats, New York, 19.7 points a game, throwing for 147, running for 128, giving up 26.8 points a game. The Jags, 25.2 points a game, throwing for 206, running for 122, giving up 20.9 points a game, but it's the rush defense, only giving up 82.9 on the ground. They dominate, and they're playing really good football at home, especially Cohen. What a job he's done this season. Give me the Jags win. That's a huge NFL spread too. 12.5-point favorites, 41.5 over-under. Vegas has the Jags completely dominating this game. I do think they win it, though. They win it 26-20. CBS at 1 p.m., the 8-4 LA Chargers. The Monday night game hasn't happened yet. They'll be on the road versus the 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs back below 500. The season, it is slipping away, and it's starting to speed up right now. What is there? 13 games in. They only have 4 games left to do something, to try to get to 10-7, try to still make a shot at the playoffs, but if they don't rebound soon, they're going to be well behind things. Chiefs, 67.8% chance to win this one. The Chargers, 32% chance. The fans are loving Chiefs getting things back on track. 5.5-point favorites, 44.5 over-under. The big thing about the Chargers here, Justin Herbert has to be healthy. He's been banged up. Will he even be starting this game? We don't know as of right now, but I'm going to be picking this game as of him being the starter. 2,900 yards currently right now. They got Vidal. They're supposed to have Hampton coming back on the other side. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes having a really good season on the offensive side. He's slinging the ball up and down the field, scrambling when he has to scramble. He needs help from the rushing attack. He needs a true number one wide receiver. They've been lacking that since they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and it's definitely hurt this team. Chargers 23.1 points. Team Harbaugh loves vertically pushing the ball down the field. They're throwing for 225, running for 122, giving up 21 points a game. With Hampton coming back, that's only going to help Herbert because it's going to open up those play action possibilities. KC 25.8, throwing for 257, running for 118, giving up 19.3 points a game. They still have a really good defense. Jones and company, they get after it. They create havoc in the backfield. Chargers do not have a good offensive line. Herbert's going to need to be healthy here because he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit a lot. He's going to get hit often, but he's also going to have to make smart decisions here on the road at Arrowhead. This is one of those games. I see why the Chiefs are favored. They can easily win this one, but I'm picking this based off of a healthy Herbert playing. Chargers win 27-20. CBS also at 1 p.m., the 9-4 Buffalo Bills. The Bills, they've rounded the corner the last couple weeks. This offense scoring a buttload of points. Still a lot of issues with the defense, but you can't question what Josh Allen's doing, what Cook is doing on the ground. The best season of his career. Not a great wide receiver core, but everybody does their job. They're very serviceable. When they need catches, guys step up and make catches. The Bills are going to be on the road versus the 11-2 New England Patriots. Foxborough going to be very difficult. It's going to be freezing here, but both teams are used to the cold. Drake May, a lot of offseason hype. He's definitely lived up to it so far. 23 touchdowns, 6 picks. They have the bye week to prepare for this. Gives them an edge. They are at home. Patriots 45.1% chance to win. The Bills 54.5. The Bills on the road, 1.5 point favorites. Interesting there. The over-under is 50.5. Looking at these team stats here, Buffalo, really good offense, really efficient offense. 28.9 points a game, throwing for 226, running for 158 yards per game. The number one rush offense in the NFL, getting a 22.5. The Patriots, 27 points a game. They do lead the NFL in overall wins, throwing for 250, running for 113, only giving up 18.5 points a game, only 89.5 on the ground. A really good rush defense, really good front seven. Can they take Cook away from this Buffalo offense and put the pressure on the wide receiver core's shoulders, having to make plays for Josh Allen? That's kind of an interesting thing. Vrabel, since he's taken over, has completely flipped the script on this New England Patriots team. They look like a Bill Belichick-type team. That might sound blasphemy for Patriots fans, but this team looks really good. Give yourself some props. You got a good one here. Give me the Patriots winning this one at home, 24-20. And this game is so hard to call. This might be the most difficult game to call. This might be the best game of the weekend, too. 4:25 p.m. on Fox. The 8-5 Detroit Lions coming off of beating the Cowboys. If the Lions win, it's due to their offense. They're the number one offense last season. Their offense firing on all cylinders right now. As long as they can keep St. Brown healthy, you have Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, Laporta when he's fully healthy. A stacked offensive roster. Defense has been leaking and giving up some points recently. But as long as they score enough points, technically they can win. They're on the road versus the 10-3 LA Rams. I've been saying for a couple weeks now, in my personal opinion, I do think the Rams might be the best team, the most complete team in the NFL. LA, 55.7% chance to win. Detroit, 44% chance. The Rams are 4.5 point favorites, 53 over under. Stafford keeping the picks low, only 4 interceptions so far, well over 30 touchdowns. This might be the most efficient season of his very storied career. Williams, Nakua, this is an electrifying offense, but this team also plays really good defense. They are 4.5 point favorites here. The Lions, 30.3 points a game, throwing for 243, running for 136. Very aggressive offense. Almost 410 yards of offense per game, giving up 23.4. The Rams 29.2 points a game, throwing for 249, running for 124. It's the defense. The offense is good. We all know that. It is Stafford and company, but that defense only giving up 17.5 points a game. That's top 5 in the NFL. Only giving up 103.5 on the ground. The Lions have that dual threat. They have Gibbs. They have Montgomery, who's going to get to carry, who's going to catch the ball out the backfield. They use those guys perfectly interchangeably. But I have to go with the Rams here at home in Los Angeles. Rams win a close one, 28-24. 4:25 p.m. on Fox, the 7-6 Carolina Panthers, they'll be fully rested here. They'll be ready to go. Their last game, they beat the LA Rams. This team, a lot of fight. Great second half the last season, started off this season hot. Bryce Young, if you can give him a decent run game, he can work the play action well. Dowdle closing in on 1,000 yards. McMillan looks like a first-round steal. They're on the road versus the New Orleans Saints. Shaw, Rattler. This team overall, for the most part, not counting this past weekend, they have struggled to consistently move the ball. Saints, 41.9% chance to win. They are 3-10. The Panthers 57.8. The Panthers 2.5-point favorites, 40.5 over under. Vegas is expecting them to extend the amount of games they have over 500. Great stuff. You Panthers fans have been patiently waiting for this team to get good. Carolina 19 points a game, throwing for 186, running for 126. Got 22.8 points a game. The Saints 15.8 points a game, bottom 5, throwing for 199, running for 94, giving a 24.1 points a game. Panthers are playing good football. Saints had a good game last week, but I don't think it's enough. Carolina wins this one 26-20. 4:25 p.m. on Fox, the 2-11 Tennessee Titans. Have they rounded a corner? They got their second win of the season. More than likely not, but this is a team still the number one pick last year. They might have the number one pick again next season. Just get Cam Ward some protection. Get him an offensive line, better running game, better wide receiver weapons, people who can actually hold on to the ball. They're on the road versus the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers. The fact this team's 5 games over 500 with the amount of injuries they've had is honestly, it's just a testament to Christian McCaffrey, who's been carrying this team on his back. He might have 1,000 yard this season. 49ers on his work. 83.4% chance to win. Tennessee 16.5. The 49ers 12.5-point favorites, 44.5 over under. McCaffrey leads the way. Where he goes, he takes the team with him. He is the heart and soul. They've been down to everyone but Chris McCaffrey. The guy who's known for being hurt has actually been the healthiest person on the team. Tennessee 15.5 points a game, throwing for 161. Got to get that up. Only running for 85. Again, 27.5 points a game. 49ers 23.6 points a game, throwing for 243, running for 99, giving a 20.7. I think the 49ers rested. Their offense is chugging along. They win this one 30-17. Tough game to call next. CBS 4:25 p.m. The 9-3-1 Green Bay Packers. The Packers showed this past weekend when they're playing their best football, they're one of the most difficult teams to beat. But they've been whiff-waffling back and forth. Sometimes they show up, they look like crap. Sometimes they show up, look like they might win the Super Bowl this season. Which version of Green Bay shows up here on the road versus the 11-2 Denver Broncos? Packers better bring their end game. The Denver Broncos, they just keep finding ways to win games. They've won 10 straight games. At some point, it has to end. Maybe it's this weekend. Denver, 46.6% chance to win. Packers, 53% chance. Denver's the underdogs, the Packers on the road, 1.5-point favorites, 41.5 over under. But really, both these teams have some momentum. Who's going to be able to carry the day? Sean Payton calling perfect plays for Bo Nix, the short, intermittent, dink and dunk passing game. He has 19 touchdowns, 9 picks. They have Sutton on the other side. Love's been playing pretty decent football the last 2 to 3 weeks. I just need to see him be a little more efficient. Keep that momentum going. Stop being so up and down. But when he's slinging it well right now. They have Jacobs, Dobbs. Looking at the overall team stats here, you have the Packers coming in solid numbers on both sides. 24.8 points a game, throwing for 223, running for 117, giving up 18.8 points a game. That's a top 7 defense in the NFL. Denver's right there with him. They had a top 5 defense last season. They're going to have a top 5 defense again this year. They're averaging 23.7 points a game, throwing for 220, running for 122, giving up 18.1 points a game, only 89 yards given up on the ground. Will the Packers be able to run? I think the Packers win this one. I think it's a close one. Would not be surprised at all if the Broncos get the dub, but give me Green Bay 24-20. NBC at 8:20, the 5-8 Minnesota Vikings. What a surprise performance this past week. They've had 3 separate starting quarterbacks this season. That's what's really held this team back because they got Mason, they have Jefferson, and they just can't distribute the ball. They're on the road versus the 6-1 Dallas Cowboys. A lot of momentum coming into last week. They were not able to carry that through, but overall, this offense is playing well. Defense still has bad overall statistical numbers, but they've been playing really good the last couple weeks. Dallas, 65.5% chance to win at Jerry World. The Vikings, 34.2% chance. Cowboys are 6-point favorites, 48.5 over under. Prescott, Williams well over 1,000 yards. Pickens and CeeDee Lamb In my personal opinion, probably the best 1-2 wide receiver combo in the NFL. You can't go wrong with either one of them. Minnesota, 19.6 points a game, throwing for 172, running for 104, giving up 21.6 points a game. Not a bad defense. The Cowboys, 29.3 points a game, top 5 offense, throwing for 276, the number 1 passing team in the NFL, running for 120, giving up 29.7. This defense is really bad on paper. They have played better the last couple weeks, but they have a long way to go. But I think it's not as long here versus the Vikings. The Vikings don't have a good offense. Cowboys win this one 31-23. CBS 4:25 p.m. The 8-5 Indianapolis Colts. It is so sad to say Daniel Jones coming out of nowhere this season, having a really good year. He got hurt this past weekend. He's out for the year. Remarkable comeback season for the Colts. But it did end this past weekend, more than likely. And it really sucks for Jonathan Taylor, too, because he's been running the ball exceptionally well, 15 rushing touchdowns, and now the quarterback's gone. That's going to put a lot of people focusing on him shutting down the rushing attack. Colts are on the road here versus the 10-3 Seattle Seahawks, one of the best teams in the NFL, Super Bowl caliber Seattle. Seahawks, 53.1% chance to win. The Colts, 46.5%. Still close to a 50-50. Seahawks are 10.5-point favorites, 43.5 over-under for the Colts. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor completely carrying this team right now. He's the primary guy. They're going to be teeing off on him. Focus, stack the box there, take the rushing attack away. It's going to be really hard for him to get good yards in the line of scrimmage. And then when you look at this Seahawks team, they just got a little bit of everything. Sam Darnold having a great season. Keep the turnovers down, but overall good numbers. Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Jackson Smith-Njigba, the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. Looking at team stats, Colts, a well-rounded team, 28.9 points a game, throwing for 238, running for 131, giving a 21.9 points a game. Such a good season. It's a shame it came to an end like that, especially non-contact-wise. Seattle, 29.8 points a game. Top 3 offense, throwing for 236, running for 118, only giving up 17.4 points a game, only 197 through the air, only 91 on the ground. Good secondary, good front seven, good offense, and the fact that they can run, they can control time of possession, control game clock. Seahawks win this one 27-16. And our final game of Week 15, we have our Monday night matchup. Monday night, this December 15th, 8:15 p.m., ESPN 6-7 Miami Dolphins. How about the Dolphins? Greer gets fired, long overdue. This team has rallied around McDaniels. They've been showing a lot of fight, and they've been riding a pretty good winning streak. What are they up to? 4 straight games. I think they won 5 of their last 6. The offense is playing well. They're running the ball. The defense is rallied. They're on the road versus the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers, coming off that win versus the Ravens. Both these teams practically very close records. This is the Dolphins' chance to claw their way all the way back to 500. What an accomplishment that would be. A lot of momentum second half. And for the Steelers, they're trying to stay above 500, stay within the playoff hunt. Pittsburgh, 59.6% chance to win. Dolphins, 40.1% chance. The Steelers 3-point favorites, 40.5 over-under. Looking at the playmakers for the Dolphins, Tua, 17 touchdowns, 14 picks. Keep the picks down. Keep the turnovers down. Don't scramble. Don't do anything dumb like that. Achin banged up this past week. They said it is a precaution. As of right now, he will be playing this coming Monday, but we'll have to keep our eye on that. Waddle's also having a good season. The other side, the Steelers, Rodgers. He's not Green Bay Packers version Rodgers, but he's still pretty decent right now. He can still sling it up and down the field. Just think of where this offense would be, though, if they still had Pickens on here. The Dolphins are coming into this matchup. They're averaging 21.6 points a game, throwing for 178, running for 127. Really good rushing attack the last couple weeks, giving a 22.8 points a game. Steelers 23.7, throwing for 195, running for 89, giving a 23.9. Not your typical Tomlin defense. You know, they're not the worst, but they're definitely not the best. It's a tough game to call. I could see the Steelers winning it. I could see the Dolphins winning it. I'm going to go with Miami. Give me the hotter team. They fight their way back to 500. Dolphins win this one on the road, 24-20. Guys, that's a breakdown. That's all of our predictions for Week 15 NFL games. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. What's your picks this weekend? What's your final score predictions? Leave it in the comment section. I do respond to every single comment. If you want to sign up for one of our member teams, check out that pinned comment down below. And as always, thank you for watching.